Yes, people. What's going on in Seagull Talks Football? We are back again with another video. Today's video, we got the man himself, Hamza, in the building, Vator Games in the house, and the boy Daps will be joining us very, very soon from Never a Foul in a second. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. Today's show is a little bit different. This is part one of a 6-part series where we will be previewing every single top 6 teams upcoming season, speaking about the transfer window, speaking about what happened last year, speaking about key players who need to step up to help them get what they need get done, and what are they expecting from the season. But before we go any further, let me start by introducing my guest. Vader, how you doing? Haven't seen you on Vibes on 6 in a while. How you feeling?
I've been all right. I mean, holidays came up over here in Canada. I know you're over in the UK, so I wasn't able to make the last few shows. But all is good, man. Summer camps for the kids, little chill, ready for the season to kick off. So I'm glad you're doing this show. Thanks for having me on.
What about you, Hamza? Long time no speak. Hope you're doing well. How you feeling, Hamza?
I'm doing very well, guy. Not bad. I'm doing very well. Obviously, looking forward. Let's see, man. Let's see. It's gonna be stressful summer. Looking at everyone's business and all that stuff, and.
All right. You know what? Let's just rip the bandage. First question: what do you guys think about your transfer window so far? If I'm not mistaken, let me put it up. Man City have gotten James Trafford. You've gotten Ait Nuri. You've gotten Cherky. You've gotten Reinders. Who else have you gotten?
Well, depending on which fan you are, do you want to look at what we did in the January transfer window, or are you just looking at what we did in the summer?
I'm looking at officially what you've done in the summer.
Okay, so yeah, I mean you listed it right there.
The young guy from Norway, the Chelsea backup keeper.
Yeah, but with regards to what's really going to impact our upcoming season, you name the big names, you name the key names. In isolation, I'm happy with the transfer window. I'm happy with it because it's addressed where we've had our issues. I mean, you get some fans that are like, "Oh, this player left, so we should be replacing that player position by position." It doesn't always work that way. I think you got to go with where the quality and the value is. I get labeled as a gaslighter. I'm owning it. You guys can label me as a gaslighter if you want. But I'm really happy with how my club invested with the money available. Yes, obviously, you want to say it was egg on our face. You want to say, oh, City got rejected. I am 100%. And I said this then, and I'm reminding everybody now. I'm happy we didn't invest that 100 million, 120 million plus on Wirtz. Florian Wirtz would have been one addition to us, but we needed so much more. The fact that we went out and we got, bless large up to Daps. The fact that we went out and got Reinders, we got Shirky, and we got Ait Nuri with the money that was spent on that. Essentially, the money that was spent on one, we got for 3. We addressed 3 important areas. I'm happy with. The fact that the business is done, I'm not too sure about that because there's still some rumors potentially with regards to what we might do at right back. But if the business is done, we take that and we move. We're still one of the better clubs to compete for this title. But if you're going to match it up with what Liverpool have done, I understand the fan base being like, I still want some more. I still want some more because of because Liverpool did a madness. So I'm actually cool with it. I'm curious to hear what Hamza and Daps have to say.
Let me just let Daps know what we're discussing. We're discussing the transfer window as the first topic, saying forget about the Club World Cup, forget about last season. We're starting straight from the transfer window. How are you guys feeling about the transfer window at this moment in time? I'll come to Hamza last, actually. Daps, what you got to say on this?
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear what Hamza, because I haven't heard what Hamza's got to say. Obviously, all I ever see is Hamza props, but I get told by other people that he's not. He's the opposite, and I'm like, but all I ever see is Hamza props. So I don't. For me, I'm happy with the transfer window. Obviously, I feel like we've got enough to win the league. We're not favourites. We're definitely not favourites. I put us for finish. I put us at the moment. I say we finished third or fourth, but I can, within the first 5 games, I could change my opinion, right? Because for me, with what we have now, could it be better? Yes, right? But with what we have, I think we have enough to win the league. It's all on Pep. And that's why I say, right now, I'm saying because of recency, PTSD when we played Al Hilal, that high line and the way we are in transitions, worries me. Now, if in the opening 5 games I see that Pep's come up with a solution to that, then I can say, cool, we can win the league. But that does worry me. The one thing I would say is when we're comparing our transfer window and Liverpool's transfer window, right, is that I have seen way too much twerking for Liverpool from our own fan base. And all they do is like I'm pretty certain that all of us would say, there's a lot of people that say they would like to get a left winger, right? For me, I think most of us are in the same place. We need a right back. Yeah. Now, the same way that I'm saying, and therefore, a lot of City fans are judging our window simply based on the fact we haven't got a right back, right? But they're not holding the same energy with Liverpool and centre backs, right? Liverpool have 3 centre backs, right? One of which is 34 years old, right? The other 2 of which are injury prone, right? And all I keep hearing is, yeah, but they will get one. But like,
okay, but that's
Sunday, and they haven't got one. And this is a thing, like the difference between winning the league and listen, Liverpool are favourites, 100%. They're the champions and they've strengthened. But the same way that we could come unstuck with the right back situation, like if Liverpool get one injury, all of a sudden it's a lot of strain on 2 centre-backs. So until Liverpool, like when I see Dan Potts saying this is an 11 out of 10 transfer window for Liverpool, and I see they've got 3 centre-backs, I think, how can that be possible, right? Until Liverpool strength, like right now, if we're talking squad, Arsenal have the best squad defensively by a country mile for me.
Defensive,
like, as a squad, not as a best 11, as a squad, because they've got backup. Liverpool have 3 centre-backs. 3. That is,
but the reason why it's a challenging one, is because they had that same situation last season, right?
True,
and we're looking at drop-offs as opposed to best versus best.
Yeah. And I do think, right, if you look at where Liverpool's strengthened, like their left back is now better, right? Kirkes is definitely better than Robertson now. Yeah, not Prime Robertson, but Robertson now. Frimpong's not better than Trent. But Wirtz is just an extra, right? Yeah. And then obviously, who's the other guy they bought? The striker.
Ekatike.
Ekatike is a replacement for Jota. So Liverpool have strengthened. I just think like the same way that we're at risk that ultimately our right backs don't work, Liverpool at risk because you rarely go 2 seasons without getting like Liverpool last season were quite lucky with injuries. They didn't get too many defensive injuries. Yeah. I would say next season, who knows? Maybe they do. And if they do, they're in trouble. As for our window, it's for me, Wirtz, Cherky. I'm not going to come on and say I wanted Cherky over Wirtz. I wanted Wirtz over Cherky. But my whole thing was if we don't get Wirtz, we must get Cherky. And we did. For me, the best sign is Reinders. I think Reinders is an absolute baller. And then Ait-Nouri, it's nice to have a left back. But then you've got to think now, Marmoush looks far more settled. Marmoush, I think, is going to have a solid season. But I'll say it again. For me, this season's all on Pep. It's not on the players. It's on Pep and how he utilizes them. Like I can't work out who's got more pressure, Pep or Arteta, if I'm being honest. Because look, because the levels that you hold Pep to are higher than the levels that you hold Arteta to. And whereas Arteta's like got all the toys that he needs now, and so he needs to kick on. The same with Pep. That can Pep bounce back from having a bad season? So I think there's a lot of pressure.
We got a super chat from a Liverpool fan. I don't know. Did you say Frimpong's not as good as Trent because he's coming out with fire defending Frimpong?
Do you know what? Honestly, if you think Frimpong is better than Trent, no problem. I wouldn't even warrant that with a debate, to be honest with you. I mean, that just sums up Liverpool fans, innit?
Yeah, he's a forgotten man now. Trent 12's a forgotten man.
That's it. Literally.
Yeah, they completely disown Trent. But understand
he's walking alone now. He's walking alone.
He left their club. The moment you leave
disown
Liverpool,
but I've disowned Milner. But I think Milner was quality at Liverpool. You can disown someone, but you can
it's the
still
way
be
he left.
realistic.
It's the way that he left.
Yeah, but still
He
him
ran down
leaving.
his contract.
But I hear that, bro. I hear all of that. I think what he did was scummy. But what he's saying here is Frimpong's better than Trent. Not Frimpong's more loyal than Trent. He's saying he's better than Trent. He's not, right? Come on.
Big up Real McCoy, though. Really do appreciate the super chat.
Do you think he's better than Trent?
No. I don't think anyone does. But I think at this point you're gonna say things to make yourself cope and feel better.
As a complete footballer, no. But it is going to be interesting to see who puts in more effort defensively, because that might be
Let's get to Hamza, because Hamza doesn't want to have a conversation about the transfer window. He wants to have a conversation about the squad depth and analyzing City squad. So Hamza, how are you feeling about Manchester City squad and the transfer window as a total package?
You know what? I was listening to Daps and Vator. Vator's very positive. Daps is positive.
Oh, I'm not. Bro, I'm not that positive.
He's in the middle.
I'm being. Last season, you know one thing, I learned my lesson about selling a dream. Yeah, I got, and I knew straight away, like, losing quality will harm us. I knew 100%. I just knew. I think the thing is, we have to accept that last season was a bad season for us, 100%. Last season we made top 4 on the last day. It's a fact. We made top 4 on the last day with Pep Guardiola, who's the greatest manager to me the world has ever seen. And that shows you already that's a red flag.
Bro, I'm baffled that you think I'm being positive when I said I think we're going to finish 3rd or 4th.
Okay, no, I missed that. Bro, Daps is the closest person who I think, and LB. We're quite similar, thinking. We're very.
I've changed.
We're cautious. We're very cautious.
Yeah, spot on. That's it.
We're very cautious,
bro. That's the thing, and then we get labeled negative, where it's like, listen, like I said,
cautious.
If I see,
be cautious.
Yeah, bro.
Never ever think you're at the top of the game, untouchable.
Bro, how come? Especially after last season, like season was such like that October through till January, was the biggest humbler we've had in a very long time. And like I said, look, I'm not saying City can't win the league, but what I'm saying is I need to see that Pep has learned from, like I said earlier on the show, right? If we start the season and I see fucking Doku and Haaland playing together when we know that doesn't work, that'll piss me off, right?
Yeah.
If I see a midfield, like, so I don't mind any midfield if it's got Reinders, Rodri, and Gundogan. Cool. Reinders, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva. Cool. Reinders, Rodri, and Kovacic. Cool. But if I see a midfield with fucking Gundogan, Kovacic, and Bernardo Silva, I'm going to lose my head because it's like, Pep, you're not learning now, bro.
But let Hamza get his thoughts out.
To me, last season, a lot of people said that they didn't expect it. And I remember I said it before it got, I swear. I said there was things that were red flag to us, like Rodri, this injury to Rodri didn't come like, oh my God, oh wow.
It was.
We saw him going down several times. We saw him complaining. He had the most minutes that he was being played. He went to an international tournament, started in the main Spain team that grinded out all the way to the final. He was he was a soldier. He couldn't get taken off. And every game we played the season before, he could not get taken off. So last season, him falling down, even at work, you have to have a plan A and plan B. If that fails, or this computer fails in this organization, what is the backup? You have to think about backup. But what hurt us so much is not only that was the problem, it's the fact that a lot of players were fatigued. They're tired. When you do 4 in a row, mentally, physically, it becomes draining. You need to refresh always. You need to get more. And what you need to do, you need to get quality. You have to get quality. And if you lose quality, you get quality quickly. So, that Alvarez going and saying, no, don't worry. That hurt us badly. That hurt us because we could have closed that gap. We could have lost the league, but we could have, if we'd had Alvarez probably for that 6 months or Marmoush for that.
Bro, the prime example is Marmoush came in January and Marmoush instantly was there we go. We now have the, and if you really think about it, because it's an awkward conversation that I've had a few times, right? Listen, my preferred front three next season will probably be something like Haaland, Marmoush, and Cherki. But an awkward conversation is that back end of the season and in the Club World Cup, Savio, Doku, and Marmoush actually is more fluid.
Yeah, you know what? One thing, there's things that this season people are saying to me, Daps. What things am I worried? I'm not satisfied yet. First, right back is an issue. You can't go. People say we want a league. This is the theory people say. We want a league with Fabian Delph as a left back. So why can we not win the league with Matthias Nunes as a right back? But the problem is the answer is there. Who did Fabian Delph play with? If I name the players, you'll be scared of them. Aguero, Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Yaya Toure. Look at that I mentioned.
Stop. The one you just mentioned there, I said this earlier on to LB, right?
Wow.
Because for me, right, Ruben Diaz has been phenomenal for Manchester City. You don't come into the Premier League and first season win Premier League Player of the Season if you're a bum, right? So when people say he's overrated, however, it is fair to say that the one consistent with Ruben Diaz when he was winning 4 titles in a row was his partner on the right, which was Kyle Walker, right? Kyle Walker was Ruben Diaz's insurance with pace, right? Now the second thing is that I think so. Now we haven't got Walker anymore, right? So we're more liable to being hit on the counters. Now I said this earlier on, and I want to get your take on it. I guess right now with the City squad we have, I would rather Fernandinho starts over Rodri. Yeah, if we had Fernandinho, because Fernandinho would break up play more and be putting in that leg dog work. The Rodri doesn't put in as much as Fernandinho. That I think right now City need a destroyer. A right back would be the best option. But if we haven't got a right back, I feel like if we had a 6 that can destroy, then that could cover it. Now the problem is, Rodri can't be a destroyer no more. There's no way Rodri can be that destroyer. And I find that like, go on, Vator, you're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head because, and listen, I absolutely love Fernandinho. I absolutely love him. But to go and say you'd rather not have the Ballon d'Or Rodri on, I can't go that far. I can't go that far.
I hear it.
But I hear your point with regards to if we're going to be vulnerable, you'd rather have a destroyer at the 6 to be able to cover things up. This is where, and I'm in agreement with you guys with the cautious. We're not favorites, but maybe we'll see Pep do another madness because we've seen him adjust, playing a false 9. We've seen him adjust with inverted box 3-3, all everything that he's done. The thing that I want to see is how he compensates for Nunes, because I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to set up a system to maybe hide the vulnerability that we have with the Nunes. But when Professor was going through rattling off all the names of who we had when obviously Fabian Delph was at left back, obviously they're not going to match in terms of where they were with the scale of their worldly ability.
Bro, is it a color thing?
He's on your case. He's on your case. He's a Liverpool fan. Of course, he's going to say what he says. Let me bring it back.
You've got no talent ID.
Let me just ask you guys. If you could have more, is it just the right back? Or no. Hamza, are you asking for more than just 100%? Right,
I'll tell you. I'll say 2 things. First, let me tell you, we've lost our. That's number 1. Yeah, I'll tell you the 4 issues. And you
don't you need sales first? Because I'm looking at your team.
Man City, we do.
Daps, clip me for this. Man City will go back in January for transfers. They never do that, and that will show again that they needed a player.
I think no. It depends on
stop, guys. We have to hold him accountable. Yeah. What do you remember? I said, name it now.
Yeah.
Hamza, talk about the quality. Talk about the quality. But forget the right back. Forget the right back.
But he's not answering.
I tell you the
Hamza, we know we need a right back, but I think, and I'm not going to disagree with you. I think you're also talking about the quality of some of the players, right, as well.
Yeah, quality
in some positions.
Okay, and I'll come back. Number 2, I said it, and I'm going to be
No, but what do you need,
controversial.
Hamza? You still haven't answered.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. I'm
The
planning
super
ahead.
chat confirms who we need.
Number two, I just want to warn City fans. Rodri is not fully back until around November. He will not be ready. Don't start thinking about Rodri August, probably October, November. Number three, Igo, what do I want? Is a right back and a killer winger. I'll tell you why, Igo.
Rodrigo.
I'll tell you why, Igo. Haaland goes down, yeah, which he normally goes down for 2-3 months. He has a stress fracture. He can't play every 2 games. He can't play every 3 days. There's no way.
Marmoush is going to play striker. You need another.
Guess what? Marmoush has to go AFCON in December.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Okay,
I mean, it's only a month, but that's true. And I know Nori as well.
Yeah, so I already. That's it. I'm done. Finished. These players. There's no way they can do false 9.
I forgot about
these.
Nah, false 9 for me. Yeah, false 9 for me. Yeah, that like
these guys
nah. But
you know what? That's a good point.
But
let me just read these super chats quick, bro.
Yeah, go on.
Shout out to Echo Falls says Mahrez visited the CFA this week in the middle of a hug from Rodri.
He had a hug with Rodri.
Yeah. Pointed at Turkey and said he's like you now, and the torch has been passed. There you go. So somebody's saying you got a winger in Turkey potentially. Also, another person here saying, have you become a City fan? The Canadian Michael Jackson. No, I'm simply doing a preview. I'm doing 6 of these.
Do you know what? but I think this is the thing, yeah. We've been blessed. And do you know what? Someone said it on Never a Foul the other day. I think they said that you can play a certain style of football, yeah, when you've got certain players, right? And because you've got those players, like it'll always come good because you can have faith in those players. But right now, I think that's the issue. It's this, like, for example, with the players that we had, we could be vulnerable at the back because it was very rare that we lost the ball, right? And that's that is Pep's philosophy. Pep's philosophy is the best form of defense is to not lose the ball. And if you do lose the ball, you win it high up the pitch, right? And that way, that's where you can be vulnerable to counters. Because if you're rarely losing the ball, and if you do, you're winning it back. It's risk versus reward. I think the problem is that, and by the way, last season was so many things. It's the quality of the players is relevant. Injuries is well, I was going to move on to that after injuries. Injuries is relevant because people talk about the Rodri injury, but I'll be honest, before Rodri came back, we started the season, played 6 games without Rodri and won them all. He got injured against Arsenal. After that, we won the following 6 games. It was when Kovacic then got injured as well. Ruben Diaz got injured. Akanji got injured. And the other thing with what Hamza said about fatigue, a lot of our players last season were playing on fucking injections because they were playing with injuries. But I just think the quality at the moment is not there. But again, I look at Pep, Mahrez is a perfect example, man. We're looking at the wingers we've had. When you mention, I mean, Mahrez and Raheem Sterling, yeah? And no matter whether you think Sterling is a technical footballer or not, right? The guy's numbers are literally, you can't.
The goal scorers.
Bro, the whole thing is, like, we've defended Jack
He was
Grealish,
elite for it.
right? But come on, look at Jack Grealish's numbers. And someone said this to me, like, look at Saka's numbers. Look at, when you start look at Mahrez's numbers, you have to be, as a winger, getting goals or assists. And at the moment, now, this is where I look at Pep a little bit, though, that again, if this season I see Doku and Haaland not working and I don't see Savio tried once on the left-hand side, I'll be a bit like, Pep, what are you doing? So I do hear what you're saying, that you'd like us to go and hit the transfer market and get maybe Rodrigo, right? But for me, I question why Savio hasn't been given a chance on the left-hand side. And from what I saw in the open training, he ain't going to be given a chance on the left-hand side because he's still, the whole training session, he was on the right. And for someone that was so good at Girona on the left, that frustrates me a bit.
But my issue is, the problem is, we've seen in football that only quality wins you major trophies. We've seen it. Pep Guardiola, whatever he's had the best wingers.
Yeah.
Bayern, who did he have? He had Ribéry and Robin.
Yeah.
You see that? Look at the names I mentioned. Yeah. Who did he have about? Bro, you have to have wingers. Pep went from that and having Doku and Savio. These was his worst wingers that he's had as a name in football for a long time. And to me, fair enough. Savio will be a good player. But you know what? Savio needs time. Savio needs confidence. Savio needs to be given like playing time with a manager who was going to give. But the pressure at City is so much.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah.
That poor young guy will not be given that time. So to me, he should have been kept there for a couple of years, 1 or 2 years or 3 years.
Can I say this? From the outside looking in, I feel like Manchester City does a good job letting people cook. And
yeah, I think last season the problem with Savio, I felt for him a bit, because if you look at kind of over the last 10 years, anyone that's come to City, right, have kind of had that opportunity. Now, if you look at Savio, he started the season really well. Savio's form dipped when it became all of a sudden more. Because other players weren't scoring, it's like Savio almost felt like, God, I really need to start getting goals. And literally, you watched him, his decision-making for the first couple of games was quality. And then all of a sudden, his decision-making just got worse and worse and worse because he was chasing a goal. The minute he got that goal, all of a sudden, Savio looked a lot more relaxed and like, right, cool, I've got that burden off my shoulder. But I think at 20 years old and coming into a dysfunctional City team, it was a hard season for Savio.
It's a different...
I got something that's perfect for this section, but let me just read the super chat. Shout out to you. I think it's very harsh to say Manchester United and Man City fans are the most hypocritical when that's completely irrelevant to anything.
I don't even know.
The next point is name one player who you need to see a bounce back season or a better season from, and name one player who you're backing to. What do you call? Who you might be concerned about?
Should we all say the same name after 3? Because I'm pretty certain we're all going to say the same. For the bounce back, 1, 2, 3, Foden.
Yeah.
Foden
has to perform.
So everyone here is unanimous in saying
he needs to Foden back. Vator, I think, has got a different one.
Mine's different only because of the importance of our system, but it's unfair to put it on Rodri because he's coming from injury, but I need 80% Rodri.
Yeah.
I need that because it's so key to how we play, how we prevent counterattacks, how we retain possession, how we suffocate and create chances. Because let's not forget, like Rodri often danced at that 18-yard box, getting somebody on his back and then taking a shot or slipping in a pass, right? Like I need that now. Foden, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
Really?
Foden back.
So you've got right.
One second.
See, I'm the opposite way.
Wouldn't you have more doubts over the player who had a knee injury?
That's right. So for me, I have more doubts over Foden than I do Rodri, just because, because of it being mental health issues. And I know that if it truly is mental health issues, then that can impact you forever. Now, I think both of them are relevant. I also think Ruben Diaz is another one that we need to bounce back with.
That was my second.
Yeah,
that's the second name.
I think there's a lot of players like people are looking at. There's a lot. I think Akanji, people are looking at John Stones. Are you gonna come back? Are you gonna go back from the injury? Ake, are you gonna be injury prone again? People are looking at people like Edison. If you're staying, are you committed? People look at Diaz. Are you gonna perform?
I'm also looking at Holland. Only got
an eye on you, Nunes.
Holland only got 22 goals last season. He only got.
Who's gonna be your number one keeper?
Edison.
I really don't know enough.
Will Trafford take over at some point?
Yeah. I think sooner or later he will. Trafford will take over this season. But
this season?
I think so. I think so. I think that Edison might still go, you know. I still think Edison might go.
Okay, well, if he goes,
okay,
he can't go if Ortega goes.
No, it'll only be one of them. I mean, bro, if both of them go, I don't know if you've seen, but these mental rumors, with Donnarumma, there's no way we're getting Donnarumma. But I think there's still a chance, like from what I've been reading, that Galatasaray has still got their eyes on Gundo and Edison. It's just if City let him go. I don't think City will want to go into the window with with Edison, Ortega, and and Trafford. So I think if Galatasaray come in with like 5 million, I know it's very cheap, but I think if they came in with 5 million for Ederson, because Ederson's confirmed he ain't signing a contract, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he might go. But now, do you know what? There's so many players that need to come back. One thing when you were talking about,
Foden, for fuck's sake. Listen,
he does. Sorry, just quickly,
the only section I'm going to speak on. Majority of it, I'm going to let you guys
say one thing about what they said about what Hamza was saying about Ake, Akanji, Stones all staying fit. I think Italian signers, Vitor Hayes has just signed a loan deal with Girona right today. Yeah, the fact that in there is a clause that if at any point during the season, if we need him back, he can come back. That tells you how much confidence the City staff have in those 3 players staying fit, because they've kind of had to put a clause in that we might need to bring him back. So I think
they don't have the faith in them.
They don't. They don't.
Okay, so there's 2 things. There's 2 things I'm going to ask you guys about. Number 1, do you trust your defense? Do you trust the reliability across your back line, the consistency, the performances from last season? Can you see similar situations with the midfield now back? Do you think it's going to be much better? And number 2, can you get player of the season Phil Foden back to that level, or is that going to be very difficult to get that player back a year removed from his player of the season, where he helped carry you guys to all these titles?
I'll let you guys answer the Foden, but I'll address the defense. I'm confident in the defense because of what I saw versus Juventus. I know for many, they have the memory of, Al Hilal, look at how exposed we were. But just a game ago, everybody was wilding out happy with how we played versus Juventus. And I think we're more in between there than what we got exposed to. Honestly, if we got Ruben Diaz just calmly commanding that back line, and we don't have so much injury rotation for Akanji, Stones, Ake, Gavardio, I think we're calm. I honestly think defensively we're calm in the back line. Now, the midfield, when Daps was talking about, I'm going to lose my mind if I see Kova, Gundo, and Bernardo. Like, that's where we need the balance. We need, when the opposing team gets possession, when we're attacking them and we give up possession in the final third, when all of their midfielders decide to just try and run past Bernardo or Gundo, that's when we have an issue. But if we have Reinders, if we have Rodri, if we have whoever might even play in the midfield, if it's going to be...
Doesn't even matter who's with them, innit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just need to be able to keep pace for when they're running downhill on us to deal with it. And I think there's going to be maybe there's a handful of those opportunities within a game. We don't give up the ball that way. We just need to be able to keep pace.
If you're opposition, I'll be laughing. Who's going to be a right back? Vator.
Right now, my right back is Nunes. But
I'm finishing now. Anyone, I'm telling you, any opposition, there's a weak link.
But how are you attacking that? But Professor, I'm going to ask you, how are you attacking Nunes? Are you going to try to go balls over top? Are you going to be in possession and try to suffocate? Because I don't think he's vulnerable.
He's very vulnerable in terms of defensive skill. In terms of getting back, he's very slow.
He's reading the game defensively. He's not there yet.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
He's full of mistakes.
No, he's not slow.
I've seen this guy push people in the box. I've seen this guy trip Amad Diallo. I've seen this guy pushing Goykares. Was it Trincao? I've seen this guy against Bournemouth do some calamity, give the ball. I've seen everything from.
Who are we talking about?
He's talking about Nunes.
That was year one at right back.
To me, who have Arsenal got against Nunes? Who have they got attacking play? Who's on that side?
Martinelli?
Now on the right, it would be on the left. So it'd be Saka.
On the left?
Sorry, it would be on the left.
Left winger or right winger?
Your left winger, it'd be Martinelli.
Oh
no, we're gonna sign Eze.
But he's not left winger, really, is he?
No, he's gonna play left wing for us.
Still,
okay.
they will just.
We will see that. We don't know yet.
You know one of the worst thing. You know one of the worst thing Man City have lost. You know one of the biggest mistake, and I've told City fans.
Kevin De Bruyne.
No one fears.
No.
No one.
De Bruyne's legs
Igo. Do you fear Man City?
No.
You're scared.
No, but Hamza,
I
hear you. Right now, we don't, because look at Hamza, we're here. Hamza, we're here, and I agree with you. Right now, we're not. But this is the thing. We can't. We have to bring it back a little bit, right? And just think that this time last year, no, it's true. It is true. But let me just this time last year, Liverpool were not going, like, Liverpool aren't going to get top 4 football, right? That was the narrative, yeah? So right now, I agree with Hamza that it's going to take us a while, yeah, to get it back. But to act like City can't have it back, like, for me, like, going forward, I haven't really got issues. It's defensively now, and that's where I look on Pep. But what if we do now? Would a back 3 work? Would a Ruben Diaz, Vardy, or Kuznov back 3 work?
Do you guys know your best 11?
Yeah, it could.
To play tomorrow. What's your best 11?
That would work.
Kuznov
no,
could.
We don't know our best 11 yet.
Kuznov could, but you need, when Arsenal have Ben White and Julian Timber as their right back. Even look at the laughable. Man United have Diego Dalot and Mazraoui. Both of them will start for right back. That's
Chelsea have Gusto and Reece James.
No, Vator. Would Mazraoui and Dalot start for us in the right back?
Yeah, but Dalot, no. I mean,
what? No, it's a valid point. It is a valid point because they're right back.
That's how bad efficient we are. How can 2 Man United right back start ahead of us?
The way I would see it is, this is where I've been like saying, it would be nice for us to have at least one actual right back. And the reason I say it is that, well, you know, when you first start driving, my mum and dad always used to say to me, like, it's not about how good a driver you are, it's about how you read other drivers, And when I look at, like, Núñez, I think one of the biggest issues is, and it's not his fault, but like, he's only been playing right back for 5 months, So at times when he goes into the final third, I think his mind is naturally all on attacking, and it's not on reading, like, whereas with Kyle Walker, because his whole life he was a defender, although he might be in the final third, he's still scanning all the time for who's, and I think that's the issue with Núñez, and that's where I look at a lot of, like, I've been saying, if Tottenham want Grealish, go and get me Jed Spence, right? Because he's a right back, and whether he's the ideal, because he's not the ideal, definitely not.
I said it.
He knows how to read, scan, and be a defender.
I said Jed Spence. I said it. He's not good enough.
But
Jed Spence can do it. Even what's the name? I said Pedro Porro is holding out for a contract. He doesn't want to sign, I think. But Pedro Porro and Jed Spence, 2 Tottenham right back can start for us. 2 Man United right back can start for us. 2 Arsenal right back can start for us. 2 Chelsea right back can start for us.
Probably both Liverpool.
Let me stop you guys for a second. Is this your team game week 1 potentially?
No, I don't think Rodri will be in, Bo.
Okay, so
Rodri hasn't traveled. Rodri hasn't traveled to Palermo, like, it's one of these debates that I have with City fans.
Who's in that position?
Bo, that's a concern.
Kovacic?
Nah, Kovacic only returned to training today.
Nico Gonzalez?
Nah, I think, you know what? I think Pep puts Reinders there.
Oh, Reinders can't play that position. He's not.
He did in the club.
We're playing Wolves game 1, week 1. I think he might put Reinders there.
So are you going to then
hear you? But he
in front of him? What's in front of him?
There in the Club World Cup. He started in there.
What's in front of him?
You guys,
in front of him. In front of him is going to be, I would guess, Foden and Bernardo.
And Cherki on the wing.
Yeah, or swap Foden and Cherki. I think that might be. I think that might be. This is
your potential game week 1 team.
Oh my days! Yeah. I'll be cooked. I'll cook that team's getting cooked in midfield. It's too many weak. Bernardo's 5'4" weak. Cherki 5'4". Foden, I'm sorry. Bro,
I hear what you're saying about the physicality. I do hear right. Sorry, can I just say one thing?
You need bullying.
Can I say one thing? I wouldn't be surprised if we see again. I'm going by the open training the other day, and we saw it treble season. Did either of you two watch the open training?
Yeah.
Right. So you know when they were doing the attacking drill, and basically I think like pretty much all the centre backs apart from one were doing some work with Kolo Touré in a different part of the field. But then
Echeverri, yeah.
Come out, he hasn't travelled. I think that's because he had a bit of a knock. So, but But the one thing that I noticed, right? So they were taking it in turns on doing drills from the left and doing drills from the right. Now, the drills from the left-hand side obviously had Ait Nouri heavily involved. The drills on the right-hand side had John Stones very heavily involved, right? And I don't know if, look, putting all your hope on John Stones is not a good look, because recently the injuries he's had is mad. But I do feel like every now and again, when I'm about to give up on John Stones, he has that season where he stays fit for it. John Stones might be the option on the right-hand side because he's a defender, so he knows how to read the game, but also he can get very heavily involved in the build-up play. So I don't know if maybe we might see John Stones starting on the right-hand side a bit. And I'm for that, by the way. I am for that.
I think you need pace, you need bullying. I think we need
to be good 1v1.
I just even midfield. Midfield. I've said it before so many times. Daps, that midfield, Vator, you're gonna cook that midfield because there's no engine. The engine's not there. I can't see. I'm seeing.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Bernardo's got an engine, but
the guy who's
defensively though.
So see, my thing with Bernardo, right, is I feel like people.
Bernardo's for Foden.
Hold on. For me, Bernardo, like if I ask someone, I've asked people this, what their best Bernardo Silva is, and someone will say their best Bernardo Silva was against like the Real Madrid Bernardo Silva, where he's a right winger, right? For me, the best Bernardo Silva was like, if I go back to like 2018, where sometimes he plays a deep midfielder alongside Fernandinho. That was my favorite Bernardo Silva. Now, Bernardo Silva, I do not want to see him on the right at all this season, That's not him no more. But the back end of last season, when Bernardo Silva was playing in a deeper role, he's still got the engine. He's not got the pace no more, but he's still got the engine. So I think the best midfield for us, hands down, fully fit, for me, is probably Rodri, Reinders, and either Cherki or Bernardo Silva. I think if it's one where you need an engine, it's Bernardo. If it's one where you're playing a Sunderland at home, you'd probably go with Cherki or Foden. But
you can't play Bernardo, Foden, and Cherki.
That's bad. I agree with you on that. Who did you say? Bernardo, Foden, bro. That's shocking.
No. We wouldn't.
Bro, that would be dangerous. You have to have. Yeah, in 2020, I think mainly in the 2018 season, KDB got injured, and during that season, he played mainly I think attacking midfielder mainly. But also he featured mainly in central midfield, but mainly was attacking midfielder.
Because that's what I'm saying, bro.
He contributed in 51 goals. I've got it here. In 51 appearances, guess how many goals and assists he had last season?
When? Last season?
No, the season he was player of the year. That's the season you're talking about, 2018-19.
Yeah.
He had in 51 appearances. Yeah, which is 50, let's say 50. He had 13 goals, 14 assists.
That's mad for him, That is mad for him. Yeah.
And you know something?
But you know what? Bernardo, I always find that Bernardo, when he was operating on the right, it was him and Mahrez link up was beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys a simple question. Will you be better than last year? Because it might be harsh.
Easily.
But I don't think you guys will be.
No. Easily we're better than last year. Easily.
Hear me out.
Iqbal never thinks we're going to be better than the season before, ever. I've never heard him say
I'm not saying you guys are going to have as difficult as a season as last season. I'm just saying I don't think you guys are going to finish in third. I don't think you guys are going to go. I don't think you guys are going to go far in the Champions League. Maybe you can go far in one of the cups. But overall, if it was to be an improvement from last season, it would be challenge for the league, challenge for the Champions League.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
That would be an improvement. Do I think you're going to improve to the level where you're going to compete for one of the major two honors this season? I don't think so. I look at your team. I look at a lot of the stuff that you have going on, and I just say to myself,
what do you mean a lot of the stuff we've got going on? What do you mean by that?
Defensively, you have a lot of questions.
Right.
In the midfield, it seems like I don't see the right balance in the midfield, with Rodri having to be a focal point as your main defensive midfielder that you can rely upon, which Nico Gonzalez.
If you look at our midfielders, I could hear you say question marks, right? But when you're talking about balance, I actually think if and everything is based on.
No, but I'm saying outside of Rodri, nobody else brings balance.
Bro, I completely disagree with you. I think as far as balance, we might have, if you're talking about whether players will get back to their best, I hear it. But if you're talking about the talent ID of each player, yeah, I think we might have one of the most balanced midfielders in the Premier League.
No, I disagree. I think Liverpool have a much more balanced.
Bro, can I just go through the players and the profile of them really
quickly?
No,
but can I compare it to the teams that I'm going to be talking about?
If we're saying DMs, the DM profile, then you've got Rodri, Gonzalez, or Kovacic, right? If you're talking about box to boxes, you've got Reinders, you've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Gundogan can do it. And then if you're talking about the 10s, you've got Cherki and Foden, right? I don't see how you can say that you could pick so many different players and it would be balanced. It's just if they hit their ability. That's the key, not the balance.
I don't think Nico Gonzalez...
And you know what? It's just come out now. And I predicted it, right? I said it.
Go on.
I said Rodri will not... And it's come out now. As I was speaking now. Rodri will not be fully fit until
he didn't travel, bro. He didn't.
So Rodri's not fully fit.
Bro, people were saying Rodri's back
Nico Gonzalez, in my opinion, is not 100% consistently playing in that position yet. The way you guys want him to play.
That is a red flag already.
Maybe he can get up to that speed. And Kovacic,
that's a red flag already. No red flag.
And Kovacic has never been reliable for you guys in that role.
See, but bro, I'll be real with you. Let me tell you this again, Igal, and listen to this, yeah, because I've said this to you on shows so many times. Last season, the first 6 games without Rodri, with Kovacic playing the 6, we won all 6, yeah. Rodri came in, played against you, got injured. The next 6 games, we played with Kovacic and we won all 6. Then Kovacic got injured. Now, Igal, what you're doing with Kovacic is you are talking about Kovacic in a couple of games against your club, where he's been very bad, yeah? But Kovacic, for the 2 seasons he's been at Manchester City, I'm sorry, and I have this debate all the time, has been one of our best players. Okay. One of our best players.
I'm just looking at Man City. I'm looking at Man City's midfield in comparison to Chelsea, in comparison to Liverpool, and in comparison to Arsenal.
You think yours is not? Hold on. So what I did when I'm talking about the players that are like 6s, the players that are kind of deep lying 8s, and the players that are 8/10s, yeah. Do you think your midfield is more balanced than ours?
I think we have more problems. What?
No. You, bro. Don't change the wording. You said balanced. Don't change the word. You said balanced.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Chelsea's midfield, they have a solid midfield. When it comes to Liverpool, they have a solid midfield, and when it comes to Arsenal,
no, but you've changed the word. You said balance.
I think we have a solid balance in the midfield. What I'm consistently speaking about is the defensive and offensive balance. I feel like you guys are way more I feel like your midfield is way more focused on the attack. When you look at Reinders, when you look at all your attacking,
that's a different combo.
Outside of Rodri, I don't see somebody who can protect the back line.
I mean, it's not Fernandinho.
I think Kovacic puts a lot of pressure on your back line. Nico Gonzalez has shown he's still very young, and he puts a lot of pressure on your back line. Where Arsenal, defensively, we have cover. Attacking-wise, we might not be as good as you, but I feel like that's where we have ourselves covered. Where Liverpool, they have themselves covered defensively and offensively now with Florian Wirtz and everything else. Maybe they can get one more DM in the case that something happens to grab him.
The other thing you need to look at as well, bro.
I think Chelsea have the best midfield out of all of us.
Igal, you don't rate Reinders though, do you?
I think Reinders defensively is suspect. Yeah.
I agree with you, by the way. I don't want to see him in the 6. I think he's better going forward. I 100% agree with you. But
I think if you get better out of him if he's more of a box crasher.
I actually think Nico Gonzalez and Reinders are both box to boxes.
Yeah,
both.
I agree. I agree.
But
I think it's going to be an interesting combo. I like the pivot that Igal just made.
Take a step back. That was my bold take. I think you guys are not going to have a better season. But let me know what you guys think.
Do you think we drop out of the top 4 then? Do you think we drop out of the top 4?
No. I'm not saying you drop out of the top 4, but better season would be you go on to win the league of champions.
No. Okay. If Ollie's saying we don't have a better season, we won't have a better season because we're not going out and winning the league. Okay, all right, sure. But we're gonna have a better season and compare it to last season. I believe we're not gonna be in the play-in stage with regards to Champions League. I think that's gonna be figured out. We're not gonna be in the play-in stage. When it comes to the league standpoint, I think we're not gonna finish with 71 points again. I don't think we're going to be struggling to be top 4 on the final day. Like that type of season. Absolutely, but like Daps, I want to see the first 7. I want to see the first 8 games. I want to see what Pep does in terms of managing the group of players that we have.
Yeah.
Now,
that's the key. That's
the key. And I have no problem, none whatsoever, with it being Liverpool first favorites, Arsenal second, and City are hovering around 3rd or 4th with regards to being favorites to win this title. Count us out. That's fine. To be an underdog one season, I haven't felt that. I haven't felt that in a really long time.
You know what? The thing is, like, and we see it again. Like, obviously,
when he's on my case. Look at this.
Go on.
He's saying, according to Egal, only Arsenal's new signings won't need time to gel. Liverpool, City, Chelsea signings all need time to gel. That's not true.
That's a gal every time he does.
I've actually not criticized City's team needing time to gel. What I've said is I don't know how their midfield is going to work defensively with the pressure that they're going to be putting on those defenders that they can't. They said last season we're struggling.
The whole thing is, for me, I'll keep saying it, and this is where it go. Like, right, I will never be screaming Pep out, yeah, but I will certainly be saying it needs to be love Vator. It needs to be a conversation that I need to see what Pep does to overcome I think Hamza's right. The quality, we haven't got the players that we used to have, yeah, right? Hamza's spot on with that, right? But I do trust Pep, yeah? If Pep doesn't change things, then it's, do you know what? It has to be a conversation because we can't, my whole thing is, if we start this season and we lose a couple of games, but I see that we're losing them different to how we lost them last season, but Pep's trying to find a new way of playing without, right? Then I can go, do you know what? Cool. But if I see the same shit I saw last season, I'm then going to start going, is Pep actually lost and don't know how to turn this around? And that's where, for me, like, this transition thing, I personally think Kuzanov should be in the team. Like, find a way to get that pace in the team. Even if it...
Get him at right back.
Bro, do you know what I'm not mad at, yeah? Because everyone's telling me that Bernardo... Well, you could play him at right back, but people say going forward, he's not great. Now, for me... If it is true, what everyone says is that because Bernardo's captain, Bernardo is going to start a lot, then I honestly think, if I think what Bernardo can do and where I've seen him over the years, I actually think a back three of Vardiol, Diaz, Kuzanov, and then Bernardo Silva as a right wing back, yeah, would work. He's played as a left back for us before, right? He's got an engine. He knows how to get up and down the pitch. I think that could work. Now, but someone said to me earlier, how does Pep overcome the transitional thing? It's not my job. I just need to see Pep do something to overcome it. Like, if we go into next season and, like, we just see Nunes getting cooked week in, week out, Diaz too slow at the back, people waltzing through our midfield, Doku not linking up with Haaland, and Pep doing nothing about it, it's a serious conversation about Pep. Has to be.
Bro, you know, it's just... Like, the fact that Rodri is out till thing, I tell you what the concerning.
But we knew this, didn't we, bro? We knew this really.
100%. But a lot of people thought that it's unlike, bro. 29-year-old with the ACL is not the same 29-year-old compared to a 22-year-old with the ACL. 22-year-old recovers.
I hear you on it.
The longer it takes you to heal.
Facts, big facts, bro.
Let me tell you the most uncomfortable conversation. Yeah, Daps. If you're Rodri now, what have you got your eyes on? What's the most important thing next season?
A new contract.
New contract, but you know what? The World Cup in America.
Yeah, facts, bro. Big
facts. You win that World Cup in America. You win that World Cup. I go. He wins that World Cup in America.
Bro, that's... do you know what? Hamza, you are... bro.
He's got...
Are you saying Pep is going to become the Spanish manager?
No. He's saying no, bro. What he's saying is that Rodri, is going to be in less of a Rodri's won the treble at City. He's won everything. Bro, he's won everything at City, yeah. So already, he's spot on. Already, Rodri is going to be thinking, listen, I am not being rushed back because I am not missing out on the World Cup because he's 29 years old.
Rodri is going to take the whole season lightly?
No,
to focus on.
Bro, I think a lot of players are like, be real. He's right. Think about Saka will be putting more pressure on on Arteta than ever to, bro, don't play me every single game, yeah? Because all these players have got their eyes on the World Cup. Yeah. I'm not getting at you. What I'm saying is, in examples, is a lot of players this season, are going to be like on the case of the manager saying, bro, you can't rinse me. Like, you can't rinse me.
Yeah, exactly.
We've seen it. We've seen it the last World Cup. I get it.
Guys, I never thought that. That's a very good point.
And you know what? Look, listen to it go. He wins that World Cup. Who is he compared to? Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. He won the Euros. He was Player of the Year. He won them after that Nation League. He was the Player of the Tournament. Yeah,
and at the age of 29,
but and the best upcoming youngsters coming up in Spain.
And at his age right now, if you look at his age right now, it's one of them ones where this is the last time, like, it's not the last time. It might be the next World Cup, but this is the one. Like, this one.
What is he? Is he 26, 27? What is
29,
bro.
Ooh, he's going to be 34 next time.
Yes, exactly. So this one is a big one.
I thought everything about this guy like that. I thought, if I'm Rodri, you're not playing me the same amount of games. You're not rushing me back. I need to. If I win the World Cup,
this is like his prime World Cup. You're right.
Bro, he retires as a legend. He retires as a legend.
Even with the players he has around him, but at the same time, it sounds mad, But like Zubimendi and who's the other midfielder for PSG? Don. Fabian Ruiz. Like, with them two and Rodri, that midfield with the players they've got is fucking quality, But Hamza, I haven't thought of that. Now, I've been debating with City fans for the last week or so. Like, we've been back in training for 2 weeks. The first week, Rodri was not pictured on the training pitch once, And I was debating. City fans kept telling me, no, he's fine, he's there. He's just not training. He's doing light work. And I was like, okay, even if he's doing light work, that's a concern. If he's not on the pitch kicking the ball, because the thing is, I got from Rodri in the Club World Cup was his football mind is still the same, but he's lost his match fitness and he's lost his range. It takes time.
Yeah.
And I do it, bro. We're not going to have Rodri back to his best by November, earliest.
Maybe it'll take until January. But let me ask you guys this: where will Manchester City finish this season, and what will happen in the cup competitions?
So I'll say I'm going to be optimistic based on the here and now and say third.
Hamza?
Third.
What about Champions League?
They know in Champions League.
Well, the new format's just so mad. If we go by last season, I think we qualify. For me, if we're not Chelsea, so for me, if we're performing at that level,
What do you mean we're not Chelsea? You're not lucky.
No, bro. No, I don't put it as luck, but Chelsea know how to do cup competitions, bro. Like, it's not a myth, is it? Like, it really isn't a myth, bro. They know how to do cup. And I would say we have to get our bread and butter back first before we can be talking about Champions Leagues for me. So I think we will qualify, but I don't think it'll be easy. And probably I'll be happy if we got to the semis this season. I'll be over the moon.
Do you think you finished behind Chelsea?
No, I think we finished. Chelsea, my dark horse. Yeah, I think if Chelsea get a keeper, then Chelsea could be a real dark horse. But I think Chelsea finished fourth. I still think at this point, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. I think that four, I think, is way ahead of everyone else.
And finally, your bold prediction. What is it? Hamza, what's your bold prediction?
About City?
Yeah.
They're not getting top two if they don't sign a right back. And they're going to go in January. I told you, I'm not changing my mind. They're going to go in January and go and get extra signings. And if they go and get signings in January, we'll show, because Marmoush is out for 2 months.
That's not really a bold prediction. I was thinking like O'Reilly plays 30 games and he's like a key figure for you. That's like a bold prediction.
Because if Nori, I think
O'Reilly the greatest ever player. We lost KDB. I don't believe you replace that. Hamza, can I just Hamza, can I just ask you a question on KDB? Yeah, honestly, based on last season,
Yeah. Did you want to keep KDB?
Probably.
I think KDB has more to offer than Gundogan.
Right. Okay. So last season, because I'll be real with you. I personally think the player that was blowing the most in most games was Kevin De Bruyne. Like Kevin De Bruyne, prime Kevin De Bruyne, was also a defensive monster. Last season, after 60 minutes, Kevin De Bruyne was blowing. I personally think Kevin De Bruyne had about 3 good games last season, and it was the right time for him to go. Right?
I think it's fine. I think that right for him to go, but the only issue is for me that money that we're supposed to have spent for words, whatever that.
That should have been redistributed, bro. 100%.
If we spend that money on Turkey, there should have been another elite player coming in. There should have been in
1,000,000%.
KDB quality. We've lost that quality, and we brought Turkey here, but there's still a gap because.
If you think the transfer window, we were going to get Wirtz and Morgan Gibbs-White for about 200 million. We didn't spend that, and we didn't redistribute it. I 100% agree with you. It's weird.
I'll tell you one thing. You know, Daps, I was going to say, the fact that we went and got Calvin Phillips, the first midfielder.
He's still there, by
the way.
We
went and got Matthias Nunes as a midfielder. It didn't work. And you're telling me we're going to Nico Gonzalez and you're not playing him 3 times. And we basically spent 150 million for 3 midfielder. It didn't work. But we forgot to go and get a quality signing for that. The likes of Barella wouldn't won the thing. You could have got.
We should have got a long time ago.
These guys are. You just need to spend that quality. Stop being stingy. Comes to a time. Look at Liverpool. What they've done. You know what they've done? They've gone and thought, Man City are weak. This is a perfect time. Yeah. If we don't cement this, we can claim back to back to back. How do we do this? Improve.
Hold on, bro. Let's just remember, Liverpool have in our lifetime have never retained a trophy. So let's calm down with that.
I think you know what, Daps, I said it. I said it. The biggest thing for me this summer is I said for Liverpool, I want to see what this Richard Hughes is gonna do. Richard Hughes from Bournemouth.
They've done him.
Ego. I said to people, find the stream. I said, my uncle's a Bournemouth fan. I remember I was watching against Bournemouth. I said, where did you get this Zibanyu from and Huysen from? And I never forgot. And this guy, Huysen, him, Kekes. Kekes was cooking us on the Foden side. Kyle Walker's getting burnt on that side. And he said to me, there's a guy called Richard Hughes with go. He bought these guys but he's going Liverpool. I said, there's a guy that's left Bournemouth that bought them these technical players. I want to see what he does this summer. Guess what? Liverpool.
Do you know what, bro? FSG,
No, but you know what? He hasn't done anything out of the realm of like scouting gems. He's gone and gotten the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's different. You know what?
That's what recruitment should be
different. Because I thought, like I remember about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago, I was convinced, like with Edwards going back in and look at the Edwards type signing, your Manes, your Wijnaldums, where he noticed good players and took them to a different level. I expected that. Like they've gone hand this time. But I think what Edwards has done, which is very smart, is he's like, let's be real. Jurgen Klopp is a great coach, but he's a shit talent ID. Shocking talent ID, Edwards has come, like the best period of Jurgen Klopp was when it was Klopp managing and it was Edwards getting the players, right? And now with Slot, it seems like it's going back to that. But at the same time, bro, we do have to wait and see because, we thought when PSG got Mbappe, if I'm Arsenal, I'm thinking this season, like this should be the season that Arsenal, like last season for me, I still think because of the age of Liverpool's spine, it was still a difficult task for Arsenal.
You know me, bro. People call me deluded.
The only problem with you guys, I'll warn you.
If I say what I think, people call me deluded. But one thing I'll say is Liverpool have you guys and everybody very worried to the point where this show has turned into a Liverpool conversation. We're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Let me tell you.
I'm gonna have to wrap it up here, bro. It's 10 o'clock.
One second. You guys are good, but I want to see this whether your players have checked out on Arteta.
We're going to talk about Arteta another day, Hamza.
Have they lost their confidence? When you've gone far. It comes to a point, you fear.
These guys are signing new contracts. They've not checked out.
Facts they are. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's
a good thing.
The reason why I say good or bad thing, is because, look.
If Saliba signs a new contract, then everyone will shut their mouth.
Hold on, bro. if Saliba signs a good contract, it's a new contract. It's a good thing because Saliba is a quality player, yeah? But I would hope that it's based on conversations with your sporting director and the club and not he's starting to buy into Arteta, because I do think like there's a risk that Arteta might be breeding a bit of an excuse culture at the club. And I don't know. We'll see though. But I want you to come on my channel so we can talk about Arsenal a bit more there.
We'll talk about it.
And Hamza, I need to get you on more. People
I'm there anytime.
Vator, this has been a great show. I'm gonna send you over to Saad. Let Saad know Arsenal's gonna win the treble. We're out of here, people. Catch you guys.
Treble, you know. Wow.
It's a joke. Anyways, just mess with Saad, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Catch you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. There's going to be another 5 more of these. Peace out.